come again, all the kill us. Now, up, now we dey use and they go. Alarm don't ring, go, it don't set. Information don't reach here. Nana says Shetima not qualify. Why? Because in they apply for Senate, you see they apply as a vice president. And they talk say, now one rope, now they drop president and vice president, they go. They say, if they disqualify Shetima now, automatically, Tinubu, they don't disqualify her. And if they disqualify Tinubu, automatically, Shetima, they don't disqualify her. And they talk now, they say, the problem when they grant and court don't talk say, Shetima not qualify. Why? Because if they apply for Senate, see they apply as a vice president. Don't be me talking more. I go leave una now, make una listen to the person when talking. Before I leave una, make the case play, make una listen, make una share this video, make una leave una comment for the comment section. Like it so that Facebook will recommend it to other people to see too. Don't forget, say we have national item on this platform. Naibi laba brum, burunaba, naibi this so, watch out by yourself. Nato.
Tension in Tinubu's camp has evidence shows Shetima are not qualified to run. There is palpable tension in the camp of the All Progressive Congress APC presidential and vice presidential candidate Alhaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Senator Kashim Ibrahim Shetima, respectively. As evidence shows that Shetima is not qualified to contest the election, this was deduced from two documents submitted by Senator Shetima to the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC). Certified true copies CTC of which were obtained by Mr. Peter Gregory Obi and his party, the Labour Party LP. The first document dated July 14, 2022 show one Ibrahim Kabai Masari, who was originally presented as the running mate to Tinubu, withdrawing his candidacy for Shetima. The document was however received and stamped by INEC on July 15, 2022. The second document dated July 15, 2022 showed Shetima, who was originally the candidate of Borno Central Senatorial District, withdrawing his candidacy for one Lawankaka Shehu. The document was also received and stamped by INEC on July 15, 2022. It could be recalled the Labour Party Peter Obi had petitioned the Presidential Election Petition Court to disqualify Shetima, as he was at the time of the election not qualified to contest the election. The petitioners read on the 14th of July 2022, Shetima, contrarily to the provision of the Electoral Act 2022, which, still being the senatorial candidate for Borno Central constituency, knowingly allowed himself to be nominated as the vice presidential candidate to Tinubu on the platform of APC and become the new candidate for the office of the vice president on that date, July 14, 2022. The petitioner relied on Form EC 11A signed by the Shetima and ANEC officials on that same day, 14th of July 2022. Labour Party Peter Obi contended. The first respondent was the candidate nominated by the fourth respondent for the office of the Senate in Borno Central Senatorial constituency until July 15, 2022, when they signed the Independent National Electoral Commission senatorial election. Notice of withdrawal of candidate purporting to withdraw from the contest called Form EC11C. The petitioners hereby plead and shall at the trial rely on affidavit and personal particulars Form EC9 submitted by the third respondent for Borno Central Senatorial constituency, sworn to on 14 June 2022 and received by the first respondent on June 17, 2022. Affidavit in support of personal particulars Form EC9 submitted by the third respondent for the office of the vice presidential candidate for the constituency of Nigeria, the Federal Republic of Nigeria, received by the first respondent on July 15, 2022. Notice of withdrawal of candidate pursuant to Section 33 of the Electoral Act 2022 Form EC11A dated 14 July 2022, signed by the third respondent as the new candidate vice presidential of the All Progressive Congress, and also containing the passport picture of the third respondent as new candidate. Notice of withdrawal of candidate pursuant to Section 33 of the Electoral Act 2022 Form EC11C dated July 15, 2022, signed by the third respondent as the withdrawing candidate of the All Progressive Congress for Borno Central Senatorial constituency, and also containing the passport picture of the third respondent, as at the time the third respondent purportedly became a vice presidential candidate. He was still the nominated senatorial candidate of the fourth respondent for the senatorial election for the Borno Central Senatorial constituency. The petitioner shall contend at the trial that the purported sponsorship of the second and third respondent by the fourth respondent was rendered invalid by reason of the third respondent knowingly allowing himself to be nominated as the vice presidential candidate, which he was still a senatorial candidate for the Borno Central constituency. The petitioner shall further contend that for this reason, the vote purportedly recorded for the second respondent at the contested presidential election were wasted votes and had to be disregarded. Responding to the petition, however, Tinubu told the Presidential Election Petition Court that his running mate is immediately qualified to contest the 2023 presidential election in the application of his response to the Peter Obi Labour Party petition before the tribunal. Tinubu claimed that as at July 14, 2022, when he was nominated as the APC vice presidential candidate, Shetima was no longer APC senatorial candidate for the Borno Central Senatorial election. According to him, the notice of withdrawal signed by Shetima on July 6, 2022 was conveyed by officials on the July 15, 2022 to INEC to enable APC present him to INEC as his vice presidential candidate. He further claimed that the date on the notice of withdrawal is not the day Shetima withdrew from contesting as a senatorial candidate for the Borno Central senatorial election. Tinubu's proposal is, however, considered ridiculous because APC and INEC differed in their position. APC said that Shetima was nominated for VP on the 14th of July, though INEC did not receive his withdrawal notice immediately. Therefore, they will stick to his withdrawal date as the day he wrote the letter and not the date received and stamped by INEC on July 15, 2022. INEC, on the other hand, said that Shetima wrote the letter of withdrawal on July 6th, but that he did not receive the letter until July 13. Hence, concluded that Shetima withdrew on the 6th. Reacting to the various positions of APC and INEC, a news band analyst who spoke on condition of anonymity opined what INEC is saying is that Shetima wrote a letter of withdrawal on July 6th, but the letter didn't get to INEC until July 13th of July. Therefore, Shetima withdrew on the 6th. Does that sound logical? APC is saying that Shetima was nominated for VP on the 14th of July. I thought INEC hadn't received his withdrawal notice yet. Therefore, they will stick to his withdrawal date as the day he wrote the letter and not the day INEC received it. APC said the letter was dated July 6th but delivered to INEC on July 15th. INEC said the letter was dated July 6th but was received on the 13th. Anyone can write a notice of withdrawal to INEC but leave it at home for as long as they want. But until the letter is in their hands and stamped as received, INEC can say they received it earlier or attempt to backdate that withdrawal. The most important thing is both of them should submit their contradictory evidence in court that when they will know that the day a letter was received is the day that counts, not the day it took to arrive Abuja from Borno. News band.
So I say, as you don't watch the news of today, then be this so, now do well.